Hey there, and thanks for tuning in. You're watching Kurt's Corner. And you have heard me talk about today's topic several times. I just figured I would officially make a video on it and go into detail about it. But it's Mama's Boys. I have been broken up with and told I'm too much of a mama's boy several times. You can probably hear the lawnmower in the background, and I'm sorry for that. My studio is actually outside, so it kind of works. But anyway, mama's boy. What is it? Mama's boys are typically people who are very, very close-knit with their mother. Very, very close-knit with their mother. That's what a mama's boy is. Am I very, very close to my mother? Absolutely, 100% yes, without even a doubt. But a little backstory, for the first 10, 12 years, it was just me and my mom. My mom was also the father. My dad is not dead. My dad just lives in a different state and he's going through some things and has all his life. So my parents split and divorced when I was 1, and since then it's just been me and my mom. My mom, share time. Some of my favorite memories, because back in the 90s, my mom was a school bus driver, and that really wasn't much of a salary to make things happen back then, because it's not a full-time job. You only work a little bit during the day, you know. But my mom made cakes. She put cakes in the fair every year. She made my birthday cakes. And 2 or 3. It'll depend on how long this video goes till I figure out memories. But some of my favorite memories of my mom, okay? My mom is very much a tomboy. She played softball all the way up. I think she went to the World Series as a kid in softball. But she's very much a tomboy. But back then, you do what you got to do to make ends meet. So one of my favorite memories, Mom was working in Backer. Some of you may not know what Backer is. Backer is tobacco, okay? Around here in my part of Tennessee, I don't know if anybody's still growing tobacco, just because it's all been outsourced and everything, and now it's become support your local farmers, y'all. But anyway, I remember riding on the tractor as she was sitting down here in these little 2 things. She was on the bucket seats, as I would call them. And there was this little thing in the center that just rotated like this. And literally, you would take a backer plant and you would put it in that, and it would somehow automatically feed itself into the ground. Of course, the ground, at this point, was already tilled and already ready for that. But another part of this process, backer process, was after you cut the backer and spear it just means putting it on a backer stake. Okay, so that you can transport it to the barn. I might have the process a little out of whack because it's been a while. But anyway, one of my favorite memories was I might have been 7 or 8, and it was the backer season. I remember being bundled up and jumping up and down in the baler. The baler is this. It was, I don't even know how to describe it. A rectangle box that stands up that kind of had a lever thingy on the top to squish the backer together to compress it so you can make it way more, I guess. But anyway, I got to jump up and down in that baler while Mom was working. One of my favorite memories of all time. It was just fun, you know. And another one, I remember my mom was cutting down a tree and doing some shrubbery work for one of my mom's friends, and I'll never forget it. It was a blue Plymouth van with the middle seat taken out because she had to put the lawnmower in the van to transport over there to tools and stuff. I got to play in the van with my little RC cars. Back then, they were actually metal and had a lot of detail on them. They were really, really nice cars. You might have got them for like 50, 99 some cents. Nowadays, they're like $4 and $8 for one. But anyway, I got to play with my little RC cars and roll around and everything. That was fun, but my mom went through all of this just so that she could put food on the table, have a little bit of extra money for the local fair, because I would always go and want to ride the rides and play the games and do all the things. And she did that for me. She did that for me out of love. There was so much that she has done for me over the years that it's kind of shocking. But my mom was also the first one to give me tough love when I needed it. Nowadays, parents don't I want to say this, but I mean it with the utmost respect. Parents these days do not discipline their kids like the old times used to do. I'm sure my mom didn't discipline me the way that her mom disciplined her. That's just evolution. That's a part of life. But there was times, like I remember I had to pick my own cherry switch tree a couple of times because I got in trouble. Don't remember what for. I just remember the pain. And it taught me a lesson. I learned and didn't do it again, We have been through so much over the years. We are so close. Funny story time. I might have been a kid, preteen, somewhere around there. Anyway, my mom got pink eye. A week later, I got pink eye. I started having belly problems eating Cheerios, or was it Fruit Loops? Eating cereal at the breakfast table before school one morning and started having stomach pain. So she took me to the hospital. Come to find out, it was my appendix, and they got to mine in time, but a week later, my mom's ruptured, and now she's got a big old scar down her stomach and everything. But we're that close. That's how scary it is. And for people that I date, it's just, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not all about my mom, but I help her when I can, and I pay for some things around the house, and I support her as much as I can, just because she supported me my whole life. Here's a not so pleasant memory, but I'm full book about my entire life because I feel it can help somebody else. I remember the first time that I got placed in a psychiatric hospital. They were doing the searching and everything, and I was in a back room while my mom was up front, and then it got to this particular part that I was not okay with because I'm somebody that has lived with intimate trauma over the years, and it got to that part where you have to be fully searched, and I went running to my mom screaming because I didn't like it. I was scared, I was hurt, and she was just like, it's okay, and then she talked with them, and then they worked around it or something. I don't really remember. But they don't even do that anymore unless you're going into the court system, like jails or whatever. But anyway, I can't really show it on camera because I don't know if I can bring my leg up that high. Nope. But on this leg, my left leg, I have a scar about this big. No hair will grow on my leg there or anything, because as a kid I was having a water balloon fight at church camp and was running around the cabin, ran up the stairs, ran and slipped on water, and slid all the way into the bathroom and through the door and everything, and slit my leg open on the water heater. Back then, water heaters were lined like this, like a radiator kind of thing. But My mom's known every bit of my life. We share just about everything. She's my best friend because at the end of the day, when I don't have nobody else, I have my mom. And she has me. Now, do I think there's codependency going on with me and my mom? No. Codependency is a whole other topic. Actually, I'll put that in my notes to talk about at a different time. So let me put that down. Codependency. Okay. Codependency is more where you have to be around the other person and you need them to survive. I have people in my life that are codependent and they know it. They're the first ones to admit it. But me and my mom are not codependent. We're just best friends. Because it had to be me and her for so long, and we just grew closer together. We've been through some tough times, me and my mom, but we come out on the other side, and now we're stronger for it. But alrighty, that's it for this one. Proud Mama's Boy signing off. Bye.